A lot of people think feminine energy is about developing a particular type of aesthetic, but in reality, feminine energy is just a mindset. It's about loving yourself wholeheartedly and understanding your worth to the extent that you know everything you crave and everything you desire is already on its way to you without you having to do any sort of chasing. So, quick disclaimer, don't use this video as me hating on masculine energy. I think it's really handy for women to be able to utilize that when it benefits them in getting ahead in their career, in doing what they want to do. If you want to be your own boss, I love that. I'm all about that life. But with any video you watch on the internet, especially with ones around feminine energy, do what fills your cup. Take what resonates and what works for your life rather than using it as this restrictive guidebook on what you can and cannot do just because you're a woman. Have you ever had a reoccurring or unwanted thought in your head that you just couldn't shake? Maybe it was a concern about your health or a fear that something bad might happen to you or somebody you love. If you've ever experienced thoughts like these, then you might have tried certain physical or mental behaviors to try and ease the anxiety that you felt, just to find that instead they just exhausted and consumed you, which then just kept you from doing all of the things that you love. Okay, now let's get into it with all of the ways that you can start incorporating feminine energy into your life. And step number one is to give yourself princess treatment. This is because we can only embrace our feminine energy when we start being gentle and soft with ourselves. I want you to think about this in the way of every single day, you get up, you go through life, you're doing everything you gotta do, you are always holding your own hand through it rather than being your own biggest hater. No, instead you give yourself grace and permission to make mistakes, to fall down, because you know you're gonna hold your own hand and help yourself get back up. You're gonna give yourself the rest when you need it, rather than judging whether you actually deserve it or not. The next time you feel like speaking meanly to yourself, judging yourself, putting harsh expectations on yourself, think, is this what I would say to my child? To somebody I really love and care about? To my best friend? If the answer is no, then shift your inner dialogue to what you would say to somebody you truly love and care about, because that is the kind of love and unconditional care you're supposed to be giving yourself. So, for example, if you are overwhelmed and tired, the feminine energy within you would say, it's okay to take some rest. You deserve this break. You've been working so hard. You've been trying your best. You are always worthy of all of your desires whilst taking time for yourself and taking time off. In the same situation, if you are feeling overwhelmed and tired but operating from a place of your masculine energy, instead you would think, I gotta work harder, I'm not doing enough, what is everybody else doing? I need to make a plan or re-strategize on how I can make sure that I'm more productive 24/7. And that's because masculine energy is more structured and analytical, whereas feminine energy, we flow with our feelings, with our intuition. We let our energy follow where we need to go, whereas masculine energy plans a little bit more, makes very deliberate and actionable choices, which once again can serve you in many ways. But when it comes to your self-love, you do not want to be coming from that place, because that doesn't work for us. Plus, being able to give yourself this princess treatment, and this, of course, you can take a break, of course, take whatever you need, helps you manifest. This is exactly why operating in your feminine energy is the best thing you can do to bring all of your desires into your reality. Because when you treat yourself with that kindness, that patience, that grace, that understanding, and that unconditional love, you are communicating to the universe that you are so abundant. Of course you can take rest, of course you can take breaks. You will never speak meanly to yourself. You are never gonna put all this pressure and overwhelm on yourself, because even if you wanted to take weeks on end off, you are still abundant enough to know that everything you desire will come to you. But when you're acting in your masculine, you're stretching yourself out, you're working yourself hard, you're planning. And because those are the thoughts, actions, and emotional energy you're putting out into the universe of like, I need to do more, I'm not doing enough, or I need to keep reprioritizing and planning and bringing this structure in, that's all you're going to get, because that's what you're putting out. Masculine energy is about being very dominating and taking control of everything, whereas feminine energy is all about the concept of surrender. It's that everything is gonna align in your best interest. You've done the work, you can sit back and you can relax. This links into the second step, which is be open to receiving without feeling any sort of guilt. Before I get into this, I need to touch on once again how this links into your manifestation. Feeling guilt in any scenario, but especially as women, you know, when people want to do things for us, when they want to spoil us, when they're like, oh no, I'll handle this, our number one response is, oh my God, no, that's okay. Or no, I don't need that. Or don't put yourself out for me. Or we have to try and match their kindness for us by showing up again, which basically takes out the whole receiving part out of the kind gesture they were giving us, because now we're trying to do the exact same thing back to them. So it's an equal transaction action. So we're not actually being taken care of because we feel too guilty when we are. If you look at the vibrational scale of frequency, you will know this image if you've read my book, Buy Yourself the Damn Flowers, then you will know that guilt is the second to lowest state of consciousness that you could be operating at. This graph right here is all about manifestation. The only way that you are going to be able to get everything you want, to be able to be satisfied and happy in your life and just be living as your best self, thriving as the it girl that you are, is to be all the way up here with enlightenment and joy and love. It's only when you are in that state of emotions that you can finally align with all of the abundance that you desire. When you are all the way down here with guilt, you are going to be repelling all of the abundance you want and you are going to be stuck in a state of lack. And honestly, I don't even blame you, okay? Because so many of us women have been conditioned into thinking that we need to do something to be worthy of being spoiled or getting something from other people. But here's the thing, when you are constantly giving, showing up for people, taking care of them, and constantly in to-do mode, you are just stuck and actually just locked in your masculine energy. And so the way to counteract this, take a step back and do all of that, is to start being gentle with yourself and start putting yourself into receiving mode. And before you can receive from others, you need to allow yourself to receive from yourself. So this means have a little pamper day, go and get your nails done, anything you want to buy, you go buy it, okay? It doesn't even need to be expensive. If that's not your vibe, you can stay at home, take the entire day off, pamper yourself, just lounge around and rest. True feminine energy is all about receiving. And if your brain is programmed in a way and so used to feeling guilt when people are showing up and giving you kindness without you having to earn it in the first place, what you need to do is start practicing to remove that guilt and instead just be grateful for it and accept it without the need of actioning something in return or doing something for them. Because once you start living in that way, you can start making a habit out of the mindset of I am worthy of receiving things from others and it is completely okay, and there is no guilt that needs to be around it. That is when you truly start embodying your feminine energy and the fact that you are fully deserving of all of the good things that are coming your way. This brings us to step number 3, which is you need to release the need to rush. And of course, you would never feel the need to rush or have a sense of urgency or panic around your life when you know the universe has got its plan for you and it's coming. It's all unfolding naturally every single day. There is no need to be fearful or panic or worry. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. When I talk about releasing the need to rush, this doesn't mean just be stagnant, don't do anything, and don't take action. I am all for actioning your goals and following through with your dream plan. All this means is releasing that tight grip of fear and anxiety that you hold around the action of actually doing your goals. Because let's think about it. How is that actually serving you? How is it actually getting you closer to the goal, right? I think a great way to look at this is about actioning your goals and working and doing whatever you need to do at the pace in which best suits you and your energy levels. And I talk about this all the time when I'm trying to balance productivity with my feminine energy. So every single day I have a set amount of habits that I really like to do that help me get closer to my dream life and my dream self. But if I wake up and maybe I'm PMSing or I'm on my period or I'm just feeling a little bit low, I'm tired, I am not going to force myself to show up in the exact same way every single day and then feel badly about myself or criticize myself because I didn't go to the gym and do a 1-hour workout at 6 a.m. that day. I didn't feel like it, so I'm simply not going to do it. Am I still gonna show up for myself in whatever capacity I can? Yes. Maybe that looks like, instead of a 1-hour workout, taking a 30-minute walk, going to get myself a little sweet treat, matcha, coffee, whatever, and then coming right back home. And that can be my movement for the day. It's about showing up for yourself in the best way that you can, you know, not abandoning yourself, not being lazy and doing nothing, but still factoring in what do I need and flowing with the energy that you have that day. This also really links into romanticizing your life when you are not rushing from place to place and you can finally sit and be present in every single moment of your life, no matter how mundane it could be. You could be on the train, you could be on your morning commute. When you are present and you're not worried about the future or what's gonna happen with this person or what that person's thinking or something that happened yesterday or even 5 years ago, imagine you just blocked out all of that noise. And all you can actually think about is the drive on the way to work or is your morning walk. That presence is when you finally get to start enjoying life and seeing it for what it is and gaining all these moments of gratitude from what you're seeing in that moment, because all of these blockages and fears and panics and regret aren't leaving you blind to all of the magic that your daily life has to offer. Not only in what you can see in the outside world, but what you can see in yourself. Because once you are finally present in every single moment of your life, then you can be present in what you're thinking, in who you are, in how you're feeling. And what does that do? That allows you to get to know yourself better. And the more you know about yourself, the more you can appreciate yourself. And feminine energy is all about confidence. It's all about self-love. There you go. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really love just trying out something a little bit different with the structure of this video. Let me know if you liked, but I'm wishing you the best of luck. I hope you have the most amazing week until we speak again. I appreciate you. Bye. Mwah.